the number one thing that I hear these days in regards to nutrition is gluten-free. I know that you've all heard it. I know when you walk up and down the aisles at the grocery store, every other package says gluten-free in bold print. And it seems these days that that's like the craze, and people unfortunately go along with the trends, and that is in regards to nutrition as well. So there are people that have been diagnosed with celiac, which basically is a gluten intolerance that affects the small intestine. 1% of the population actually has celiac, but other people do have an intolerance to it, and that's usually self-diagnosed, and it's basically just through bloating, cramping, diarrhea, migraines, things like that. But I do want to explain what gluten actually is, because it's so funny. So many people are gluten-free, and you ask them, so what is gluten? And they just say, well, I think it's in wheat. It is wheat. They don't know. So here it is. Gluten is basically 2 proteins that are found in wheat, rye, barley, other natural grains, and it's responsible for basically holding together food. So the elasticity, it acts as a glue, if you will. So I've watched a few videos on people that take gluten-free dough and they take dough with gluten in it, and the one with gluten in it, you can actually, it looks like when you pump air into the ball of dough, it looks like a balloon. It's that tight and rubbery. So you can imagine when that's in your system, how tough it is to break apart when we are eating gluten. So it makes sense that people are going gluten-free, and for the most part, I am probably 85% gluten-free just because I don't tend to eat those foods. But I do eat gluten from time to time, and I am not one that cuts anything out completely. So if you do have an intolerance, that is one thing you definitely need to watch. The breads that you're eating, the cereals that you're eating, it's actually in soup, it is in salad dressing. So a lot of sauces, places that you wouldn't even consider gluten being a part of, it is. So you need to keep your eyes open. Again, if you're not intolerant to it, I would not stress to the umpteenth degree about cutting gluten out completely, but it is something that you should eliminate for the most part if you are feeling cramping, bloating, any discomfort in the belly after you eat things like bread and all of that I just listed. So keep an eye out at the grocery store too for things that say gluten-free, because although it is gluten-free, it does not mean that it's healthy. So you may see gluten-free cookies, gluten-free cupcakes. Yeah, they're gluten-free and it's going to be a little bit more gentle on your belly, but it doesn't mean that they haven't pumped a whole bunch of sugar and calories and things like that, because basically when you take the gluten out, they're taking fiber out, they're taking protein out. So they have to put something in its place. So keep that in mind as well, because I think too many people see gluten-free and they think it means it's healthy.